Don't tell anybody, but I have two great ideas for a food truck. One, using a green onion cake to create different things like a wrap. So you could put meat in it, you could put salads in it, you can even put ice cream in it. It's gonna be amazing. It's never been done. And my second idea, how about pierogies of the world? So we have pierogies with different flavors of all over the world, and we could do that as a food truck too. Don't tell anybody though, because I'm pretty sure I'm the one that came up with it. Hi, welcome to another episode of Unlocking the Mind Behind Make More Work Less. My name is Fong. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also a best-selling author. And every single day, I help others unlock potentials and guide them to succeed. Today on Unlocking Mind, we talk about another cognitive bias. And the reason why I have this show is so that we can better understand how our minds work, make better decisions, build strong relationships, and of course, avoid certain cognitive traps. So for today's cognitive bias, we're going to be talking about cryptomnesia. So what exactly is that? Well, let me ask you this. When I gave you those two ideas at the very beginning, did you go, wait a minute, I've heard those ideas before. In fact, I've seen those food trucks before. But for me, at one point in time, I thought, hey, those were my ideas. Nobody's come up with it until I saw it all over the place. And I was like, wait a minute, they took my idea. That's exactly what I had in mind. But more likely than not, I may have probably seen it somewhere before or seen somebody else do it and go, hey, wait a minute, I got this great idea. And then years later came up with it again and thinking it was mine. Well, that is cryptomnesia. That is when a forgotten memory is recalled without it being recognized as such by a subject and believes it is a completely new or original idea. And for me, I absolutely thought that it was an original idea that nobody else came up with until, of course, I saw it all over the place. So has that happened to you? And I'm sure you have. You may have came up with this joke and everybody's laughing until one person goes, wait a minute, I think I've heard that joke before. And you go, no, I just came up with that joke. In fact, you probably heard that joke before by a comedian or in a movie or at a stand-up show, and you just completely forgot about it. And then it just came back to you and you go, wait a minute, I came up with a great idea. Another example of this is a few years ago, one of my clients came up to me and says, hey, I really want to sell my multifamily home. What's a great way of increasing the value of it? Well, I'm like, you know what? You could do some renovations, you could do some upgrades. But one of the best ways of increasing the value of your building is what, seven units right now? He goes, yeah. And you also have his office in there too, right? He said, yes. Well, can you convert that office into another unit? You can instantly add $75, $80 to $100,000 minimum just by adding another unit in there. He goes, okay. Months later, I go, hey, what's up? And he goes, yeah, I'm working on some renovations and all kind of stuff. And he goes, oh, is this for your multifamily building? He goes, yeah. And he goes, oh, by the way, I came up with this great idea. I'm going to add on another unit. I'm going to convert my office into another unit, and I'm going to increase the value that way. I'm like, that's great. That's exactly what I said. He goes, no, you didn't come up with that. I came up with it all by myself. I'm like, okay, great idea. So the thing is, that was actually cryptomnesia. I had that idea to begin with. I gave that to him. He completely forgot about it. Months later, he kind of recalled and goes, so wait, you know what? I'm going to do this. And he believed that it was his idea all along. And you know what? Sure enough, it's all good. The thing is, sometimes cryptomnesia leads to people being accused of stealing ideas. But unfortunately, this is something that happens to us all the time because we store so much information into our subconscious mind. And sometimes we just completely forget where we got that information from or completely forgot about that information completely until all of a sudden it just gets triggered and we think, wow, that's an impressive idea. It's going to be revolutionary. Nobody's done it before. And we think it's our own. So before we start going out there and making big decisions and making big action plans on that one idea that we think is completely original, maybe we should do this quick little Google search and maybe bounce it from person to person to make sure that it is in fact an original idea and not just something that we kind of remembered from our past and bringing it back up now and thinking it's completely brand new. Because you don't want to make a decision based on something that may or may not be real or may not be correct based on our memories, because our memories may not be completely pristine. It's not as vivid as we want it to be. So therefore, we need to bounce those ideas before we actually go and do something about it. And the next time you get accused of, hey, wait a minute, I think you've got that idea from somewhere else, or I'm pretty sure you've heard that from somewhere else, or you saw that from somewhere else, maybe give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe try not to fight it so hard and say it's your idea before, and then go and check it out before you jump into that emotional rage saying that it's all your ideas and you came up with it, because there's a good chance that it was a subconscious memory that you stored way back and you completely forgot about it. So that is Cryptomnesia. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode on Unlocking the Mind. And if you did, please go back and watch some of my other episodes on Unlocking the Mind. And of course, we have a lot of other shows, the Peak Potential Success Show, the Make More Mind Bites, and of course, the Mastermind Bites that's up every single week. So until next time, thank you very much for your likes, support, your subscriptions, and your comments. I love seeing those comments. And until next time, today is the day to unlock your peak potential. I'll see you later.